without Jack.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I wonder if he's forgot.
Very
All right.
nice.
I don't know.
All right, I'll call the meeting to order. And let's see. Minutes from the October meeting are in front of you. And review them. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Your second.
Second.
Any questions, changes? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. Reorganization for 2018, election of officers. I think you've got, on one of the sheets, Jody prepared the current officers. Any motions?
Move that they be approved as they are submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Select executive committee members. Executive committee member, let's see, down at the bottom of the page. That's the current executive committee, correct?
Yes, and it's all the officers along with Mayor Chesney.
I
And that-
move we keep that intact.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Got a second. Any discussion?
Of those two, the two are required by law, right? Two mayors.
Yes.
Okay. So that, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Any other? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, set calendar. The calendars also in front of you. Calendar of the board and the executive committee. The board meets quarterly. The executive committee meets what, 10 times a year?
8 times a year.
8 times a year.
Yeah.
Okay, entertain a motion.
So moved.
All right, have a motion. Here, second.
Second.
All right, any questions? And these are at 8:30, correct?
Yes.
Time for the meetings at
Mhm.
8:30. Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, very good. All right, budget proposal for fiscal year 18. One question I've got is, Marshall, on the income side, what's the current contribution from the city and county?
City's currently at 71.5. County, do you have that, Jody?
65.
65.
That's what's in for the budget.
Yeah.
Right.
Do we have a little timing issue there because our budget runs from July 1, January 30? When, is yours set too, Tony?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now, for this
This is
budget
the-
runs,
January 1, December 30?
No, it's the same budget. We
Okay.
just have to approve it early, so.
Same-
So the mayors have it to plan for their budget.
Same term?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, the idea is to make sure that there's plenty of notice for the governing body
Sure.
board to know what the request is.
Okay.
all right, so that's a $13,000 increase for the county. Now, what is there, what's the requirement?
It's actually an additional 13,000 above the 78.
Okay,
91.
Yes, that's legal requirement, yeah.
okay.
And that's based on population.
Yes.
So the proposal is basically to reach the requirement over 2 years.
Yes.
Doe, would you have any problem if
I
we
think
spread
ought to
that
do
over
it all
3
this
years?
year.
Do it
I'd do
all?
it this year.
Okay,
Just get it done, and then it's there.
okay.
And that'll change, because when the census,
Right.
2020, I guess, will be the next
Okay.
one we'll have to
So
recalculate.
do 18, 19, yeah.
So we need to go to what now? 90?
91.
So is that what you want to propose, Doe?
I would propose that. I'd make, in fact, a motion to that effect.
All right. Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Any more discussion?
Now, this.
This will actually affect July going forward
Right.
this year.
Yes.
And this far, we've been catching up for a number, couple of years, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And this gets us in compliance then.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to be. I mean, that's, I think in fact, tried to do it last year, just couldn't get to it. But I believe going forward with this today, we be where we need to be. And it gets the funding where it's supposed to be.
And then that additional 13, where would you put that in the expense side?
Probably splitting it between marketing and existing industry. But keeping in mind that workforce is probably our most important thing, so something, we'll have projects come up there.
Would it not make sense though and I know it's not exactly even math, but proportionately what, those, within $150 or $1,500,
Divided through
marketing and
wages.
recruitment is the same as the other two together. So you're getting basically, half to marketing and recruitment, say $6,500, and then split the 65 the other way. Would that'd be 13, wouldn't it? That'd get us pretty close to
Yeah.
what that proportion is now.
Okay, so you're saying add 65 to marketing and recruitment and split the other 65?
Mhm.
Okay.
Maybe add the 35 to workforce, that'd make it 26. And then 3 to the 48 would make it 51. I think that math's right.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought we were increasing it by 26,000 though.
You've got 13 and a half already.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
right, I'm sorry.
Good try,
Still-
Jody.
still early.
I like the way you think. Like me.
All right, so the way the proposal would read is city contribution 71.5, county contribution 91, expenses, marketing would be 85.5, existing industry would be 51, workforce development would be 26.
Yeah, but we're still $500 out of whack.
Well, that's right,
That's what's 162 and a half up there.
13.
No, that's right, because you're gonna go 65
Yeah.
the other way, that's 86.5, yeah. And then 35 makes that 26. And 51, is that the number, Bill?
Say that again.
We're adding 6,500 to marketing and recruitment.
Correct.
That makes that 65, or 86.5. Am I doing that math?
85,
right?
85.5. And then 51.
That's 162.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody good with those numbers?
Yes.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Okay, Tony, got anything to report?
A little bit on roads. Last week, city council signed off on a contract with TDOT on maintenance of the new traffic signal to be installed at Commerce and West AJ. This will be an entrance, now become the main entrance into Mays. I do have word, however, that TDOT safety projects are suffering a review because of lack of funding. I do not know if our project is one of the ones in danger, but we're trying to confirm that.
That's across from the Dollar General.
Dollar General in May. The
Tony,
widening,
excuse me, when is that U-turn thing supposed to happen?
the traffic light
On
on
160.
on AJ starts first, that should be spring, summer.
I got you.
The J-turn should be later than that in the fall, but
Okay.
with funding, I'm not very optimistic that happens quickly.
I thought they raised the gas tax.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's for
you know,
that.
it's one of those.
Oh.
We are working on planning for the expansion of 11E on the east side, and we've had some preliminary conversations with TDOT about the impact of that widening on those streets that connect AJ and Morris. And the current plans include closing Norfolk and Pope Road, so they do not connect. They stop at the railroad on the Morris side. But Jaybird will be improved, widened with turn lanes to give more storage and ability to handle the traffic. So that is the current very rough draft plans from TDOT. Our local project with state assistance and TVA assistance on Progress Parkway would extend Progress Parkway past Cook Foods around by the transmission line and across Howard Allen Road. We expect to be going to bid for grading for that project in the next 4 weeks and getting that project underway, so that road should be happening. While we're out for grading bids, we've got plans for the new road by Dr. Melling's office that will serve Public Works off of Merchants Green. That should also be out to bid in the next 4 weeks or so, and that road will be under construction in the spring. And finally, in terms of capital projects, my fire station number 4, the new replacement for Station 4 on Central Church Road is mostly done with the block, although it's not been very good weather for mortar lately. So, but that project is moving forward. We're still on track to move into that facility this summer. And that's my report for today.
And there's some road improvement with that.
It's a project, but it is, at this point, not even scheduled in terms of when construction would happen.
Gotcha.
But we would envision putting a right turn lane onto AJ, there where Jerry's sign is on the corner.
Sure.
So you say move in when, summer? fall?
Summer, yeah, July, August.
Will you sell the whatever's down on Crossing Ingalls?
Yeah.
Is that number 4 now?
That's number 4, and it'll, as soon as we get out and get everything out of it, it'll go up for sealed bids. And there's a fair amount of interest in it.
Sure there is.
Okay, any other questions of Tony? Okay, for Hamlin County, just a couple of things. On the workforce development side, we're still searching for for someone to fill the part-time position on the workforce development education coordinator. So if you have any folks you think would be interested in the 15-hour position. The responsibilities are to organize the teacher externship programs, the student internship programs, and career day in cooperation with the school system. Our budget process starts in February with worksheets distributed to department heads and elected officials. We're starting to see the additional gas tax money flow in. Speaking of gas tax, about $30,000 a month. And then the Smoky Mountain Reconnect, again on workforce development, that's operated by Douglas Cherokee. Its initial funding expired at the end of December, but it received additional funding and through 2018. So what the Reconnect community does is basically they do marketing and counseling with folks. So, Doe, you have anything? Okay. Any questions?
You said that budget word made my head hurt just a little bit, but yeah, that's.
Let's see. Marshall in the chamber.
Jody just completed site certification end of last week. So we got notice that our site has been certified.
Good.
So that'll allow us potentially for some additional grant money toward that site, or moving on, if we can get rid of that site. Hopefully the first part of this year, we can move to the next site and go for some additional funding there. So TVA and the state are really big on pad ready, sites ready to market. So that's kind of a lot of our focus. How many visits do we have this year, Jody? Or RFIs and visits? So RFIs are when we fill out a request for information. This can be as much as a picture of a site and what's the water line size, or a 20 or 30 page spreadsheet. That'll take a few days to do.
I think we submitted 44 requests for information, and then I'm pretty sure we had 22 visits.
That was 2017.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So results of that this past year, how many industrial jobs? 400 and...
Um,
That number seems right. A little less than 500.
Yeah, it was under 550 million roughly investment. That's just industrially. Total jobs, you probably saw the article, 2,043 in the community, ranking us 14th in the country. So that shows the importance of workforce development. Housing is also big for us. A lot of our new plant managers, unfortunately, are starting to live in other communities because they say they can't find the housing stock in our community. So we're hopeful, we're starting to talk with some other developers.
Inventory's as low as it's ever been, I hear them say.
That's,
And there's absolutely no rental for people that, or it's what I understand, ever reasonable. I'm sure there's some rentals somewhere, but
So I mean, the goal to really capture the advantage of creating all these jobs is to get those people to live here, spend their money here, pay their taxes here. So we'll try to work with some housing developers and different people to hopefully do that. This coming year, I think we're already gonna have some prospect visits pretty quickly. Hopefully we'll have a good announcement early on in the year. IATRIC should be taking possession of the property summer to fall, summer to early fall. So they've already started some of their hiring. They have a plant manager, a quality manager, and an HR manager on board, and they're starting to hire. So that'll be 250 jobs there.
when do they think they'll open?
They keep saying summer to fall. I think we're a few months behind.
And that water tower, man, it's going up. I was by there the other day, it's just like all of a sudden appeared. When's it supposed to be, do you know?
I think. But it'll be a good project. I mean, that'll take something that really wasn't on the tax rolls or employing anybody.
Eyesore. for
Yeah, it was
sure.
an eyesore.
Yeah.
And it'll be a brand new, impressive property, so that's exciting. One article I saw that the group should know about is GE, so what's happening with GE? We know that GE has they sold 28 of their industrial facilities in the country. And if you own GE stock, I'm sorry, because it is about half of what it was last year. So
What are you
they're,
supposed to buy?
yeah. So they're out of CEO, they're out of CFO, they just got a new CEO. We're not sure what that means for our community. ABB is the new owner out of Switzerland. They have no U.S. locations today, but it's a very, second biggest player in that industry in the world. So the former plant manager said our product here is kind of unique, that he thought we would be a good location to keep that, but he is now gone, so we really, they don't have a new plant manager. We have no contact with them now. So that's why, we continue to recruit. We know labor's tight, but we have to continue to recruit because you never know when 200 jobs could disappear quickly. I gave a presentation at Kiwanis last week, and Jody and I talked from 1990. Our community's lost 8,500 jobs, and who would think that a community losing that many jobs can still be under 4% unemployment? But it's through continual recruiting and continually backfilling. So when we do lose, that we've got those jobs there to fill them. So it'll be a pretty active year.
I guess that's probably 4 businesses, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's that's just the numbers we counted. We didn't even take into account the little ones. That
Yeah.
was, who all did you say?
Universal, Lee Industries, Sparkline.
And there was still a big presence out at Loveland, and were you counting them?
I was not counting
Oh,
them.
okay. There's still, in 90, there's at least 1,000 people out there that
So I mean, probably easily 10,000 jobs. It's not.
Shelby was probably the oldest.
Yeah, Shelby.
Woodworking.
Soft furniture.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next year. We're seeing some of that furniture and some of that stuff come back. Our competition is more Mexico now. Wage rates in Mexico and China are essentially the same. So there's no wage advantage of China anymore, and there's the logistical advantage of Mexico. So we'll start seeing that competition a whole lot heavier in the next few years. So that's all I have.
ETPC, we've got Project Ruby under construction,
Correct.
Kawasaki's expanding. Those are moving dirt now, right?
Yep.
Project Ruby, in terms of a formal announcement of their ultimate tenant, do you have any?
I don't have any idea yet. They're still waiting to sign their final state paperwork for their grants, and once they sign that, it's public. So I would hope pretty soon, because that total project was like 268 jobs and close to 60 or 70 million investment. So that'll include that facility and another existing facility expansion here in town. I think Kawasaki was gonna be between 50 and 100 jobs. So that's 368 jobs before we start the year. So that's pretty exciting.
7% last year.
Yeah, yeah.
And Rich is under construction.
Rich is under construction right now on the back half of Plant 1 for them. And then we know they have plans for Plant 2 as well. So I think we have about 9 total existing industries that we've talked to about expansion. Actually got a meeting at lunch today with one of those about expansion. So could be a pretty, and that's what we talk about. I talked about Friday in the presentation is our existing industries, generally 80 to 90% of our jobs in the community come from existing industry. So it's important that we really take care of them as well.
Anything else? Anybody have any? All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll look out the window first to see if you wanna leave.